Recently, I wanted to renovate this 1980s condo kitchen. It was very dated and the cabinets definitely look like they're from the 80s. But I didn't want to spend a lot of money on brand new cabinetry. So I decided that instead of replacing the cabinets, I was going to try to paint the cabinets and add some modern hardware to see if I could update the kitchen and save money that way. The cabinet door fronts are in good condition. The cabinet boxes are wood, so that's typically easy to clean and paint. The first thing I needed to do was to remove all of the cabinet doors and old hinges. In order to clean the cabinet doors and the inside of the cabinet boxes, I used deglosser. You can also use a degreaser. Sometimes there's years of grease buildup on these cabinets, and I really wanted to start with a clean surface. I put a piece of painter's tape on the back of the door with a number so that I could keep track of where the doors went in the kitchen. This makes it easier when it comes to rehanging the doors at the end. Once the doors were clean and labeled, I set them aside so that I could focus on the cabinet boxes first. Before painting, I first made sure to tape off everything around the cabinets. I used painter's tape that has a plastic drop cloth associated with it. It's kind of like this plastic sheeting that you can end up spreading out and use as covering the wall once you have the tape part in place. So the preparation of the area didn't take as long as I initially thought it might. I was ready to start painting. I opened the new paint sprayer. The one I used for this project was the Wagner Flexio 3500. Everything for the sprayer came in its own storage and carrying case. There are two nozzles, and I used the detail spray nozzle since that's the one that's right for cabinets. Now it was time to add the paint. You can find cabinet paint at the hardware store, and that's what I used. The gallon of paint cost me approximately $52, and it was more than enough for this size kitchen. I chose bright white because I wanted to keep the kitchen neutral, and I thought white would be the easiest color to choose. I poured the paint into the cup, and I was ready to go. When I first started with the sprayer, I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to spray it effectively, and I found this practice sheet inside of the box. I taped it up to the wall and made sure to put plastic sheeting around it to protect the wall. Then I was able to practice my spray technique by moving the detail finish nozzle on the front of the tool so that I could spray either with a horizontal spray or more of a vertical spray technique. I was also able to adjust pressure coming through the machine. Because I wanted to have a very smooth finish, I chose to use the highest pressure setting on the flow control for this particular project. When using the sprayer, I just tried to keep my wrist relatively steady while moving my arm with the sprayer up and down. This way I got great coverage and it went on evenly. I was really happy with how light the sprayer was, and I had no problem spraying it with my right hand or even left-handed depending on the angle I needed. I kept the coating light the first time because I didn't want anything to drip or accumulate in one area. It was easy to get inside the cabinetry and rotate the sprayer any which way I needed to, so that was really helpful with getting the cabinet boxes completed. Painting with the paint sprayer was significantly faster than I had expected. I was actually able to paint the cabinets in no time, and the surface coverage was beautiful. There were no streaks like I normally would have gotten with a brush, and I didn't have to sit on the floor for a super long time reaching into cabinets like I'd had to in the past. I didn't have a lot of space in this condo. There's no garage or anywhere effective for me to paint. So I set up and used this Wagner spray shelter. Actually, I just laid it right in the center of the condo where I had a space, and I was able to paint in there. Since it comes with its own built-in floor covering, I didn't get any residue or paint on the floor at all, so it was very convenient to use, and it saved me a lot of trips up and down the stairs of the condo building to paint things outside. Using the shelter also kept any dust or debris from getting onto the cabinet door fronts while they were drying. I also utilized a turntable while painting the cabinet doors. I overlapped the spray strokes when using the sprayer so that I could get good coverage. The next day, after the paint had dried on everything, I went back and removed the plastic from around the cabinet boxes. When I removed the tape and plastic is when I really got my first glimpse at what a crisp, clean line was left around the cabinets and how good it really looked and felt. I was now ready to reassemble the kitchen. I added new hinges to the doors. When working with a kitchen from the 80s, it might not be easy to find the replacement hinges. I couldn't find them at my local hardware store, but I was able to find them on Amazon after searching for the correct shape and size. I then hung the doors in place again, using the same holes that were already there from before. Once I had the doors back on with their new hinges, I added some oversized pulls to the cabinet. These are 10-inch pulls with a modern square style that I like. I used a template to make my holes and then added the new pulls to further modernize the kitchen. Since I didn't spend money on buying cabinets, I was able to put some money into the kitchen by purchasing a new microwave and getting rid of the old vent hood. We also went ahead and purchased a new white dishwasher. I had new granite installed and purchased a new sink and more modern faucet. Once I saw how great it was looking, I decided to go ahead and DIY a tile backsplash to finish it off. You can see how fantastic the cabinets look. It was amazing to see how effective the spray was in covering not only the cabinet boxes, but really the door fronts. The finish looked professional, which I had been worried about since this was my first time using a sprayer and also my first time painting cabinet doors that had a laminate type texture to them. It turned out so much better than I even thought it could. I saved a lot of money and time since I didn't have to tear these all out and redo them. I was extremely happy with the kitchen, and now I've been inspired to take the sprayer and paint my boring old honey-colored bathroom vanity next. I hope this inspired you to paint your existing cabinets and give them a great modern update. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and see you next time.